argument behind the scene here is more than what you are seeing. You have no idea. So we are talking about the Nigerian university graduates being unemployable, and we've taken different angles. I know Mariam was saying something before the last caller interrupted the conversation. I wanted to land.
So my conversation at first, so I put the blame on the system. Now I want to also talk about the part where it is more attitudinal. For those who even have resources, for those who have found a way beyond the system to sort of improve themselves and get skills. But what we are seeing right now is is like what we talk about character. The character is not there, you know. The stories that you gave, I remember sitting with the lady that I've always done my nails at for years. And I went to her salon and she was saying, and it was empty. She was the only one. I was like, what happened? Where's everybody? They say they don't come home. They don't come to work. That when they do come, they come with their phones, and they're on their phones 24/7. She seizes it, they have affected their mental health. She says, in fact, she had one employee that the father sent a message and says, my daughter is not happy. She told me she's not happy with the way that you are dealing with her when she comes. And so because of that, I'm going to tell her to leave so she can take some time for herself. She says, look at this man. He's even encouraging it the more. So she says, there is this thing that's happening to young people right now. They want the money, but they don't want to put in the work. They want to come in and they sort of want the work to happen around them. She thinks, technology is such a big distraction. And I've seen that many times. I've talked to some people, young people who, when you interview them, they'll tell you all the things they can do. And I say it's because knowledge is easy to get now. All I have to do is Google what the question you want to ask me. I get sort of the answers, go to ChatGPT, get some of the answers. I cram them, you ask me, I give you back. Then you now test me with the real work. Nothing, then I now look lost. But then I'll be upset that you're disturbing me to give you more, and you're affecting my mental health. You know, so there is that. And that one we need to deal with. Because I always say, you know, what I say is that my fear for this generation is in 5-10 years' time, you're not going to be 20, 21 forever. You're going to be 25. You're going to be 30. And then you have to pay bills. You have to run your home. And then you realize you don't have the right attitude and you don't have the right skills. Now, we've said that. The reason why I did not want it to be blanket that Nigerians are all like that. My younger brother is working in a company that he started off with his colleagues from university. How much do they have? Who are these people that they don't know? But they just put themselves together. And there's so many like them that apply themselves. I have a little cousin. She works in the bank. She applies herself. She's constantly doing one course or the other. So there are people like that. But these people are also in the same Nigeria that there are people like the ones we have just explained, highlighted. And one of those, for me, the majority of them has to do with the system. It has to do with poverty. Do you understand? And then the second one is this distraction from technology. You said something behind, you know, when we're on break, which is tech. You know, we're talking about how tech is either good or bad for you. And Toko was saying that, but tech is helping people. But the truth is, because we're not creators of it, as Nyma said, because we're not creators of it, we don't know how to use it. So we use it mainly as a distraction. For those who created it, they saw a problem, they created it to solve the problem, so they know how to use it to solve the problem. We here majorly use it as a form of entertainment and distraction, and not in a way that would improve us or benefit us and benefit our society and economy. So that's where we are, and there are just so many things we have to do at different levels to help the problem.
Okay, all right, so I'll take Anoshe. Anoshe has called from Lagos Island. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. I seriously loved and enjoyed this topic this blessed morning. Hello?
We can hear you. You're live.
Yeah. I want to talk on the factors of all this that is causing our graduates for our generation this nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the factors is that one of the caller has mentioned about that one of the problem is from the parents. And I definitely believe in, because some of the parents, they normally used to push their children. Then you can find out now some of the students at the university, and they are at the age of 15, 16, and they are at the university. All right? And totally, in the university again, there is, in the midst of our students, nothing like reading culture again. The reading culture has automatically died in the university. Because everything now has to do with ego. They believe in garbage in and garbage out. So now to students now to go and read, or they give them an assignment to go and find out and do a research. And do a research so that they will know this assignment very well. They find it very difficult now. They want everything to become in their life so easy. And this one also is one of the factors that is to affect our students. And that is the reason why, if there is going to have a way that the university policy will be changed in the all days, is going to be better. Because the university policy has changed. Now you can find out, I don't want to mention some of the names of the universities, because some of the universities now, they have some courses that they kept aside. So those courses now, they used to work, they used to sell it for so amount. You can imagine now, because there are some courses that at the university you have to buy before they will give you the admission.
Wow.
And moreover, it's not so like that. All right? If a student will buy an admission, they will buy a course. That I want to, some of the university, that is what they are doing.
Thank you so much.
Actually, yeah.
Thank you so much, Anoshe. I would like we would like to get the opinion of our viewers so that we can also get their own take on the conversation so far.
So I completely agree with the caller, and I'm going to come to the parenting side, because that's one danger I've seen the most, and how it affects, the total outcome of a person. But Miriam had mentioned the course that changed my life. As a 17-year-old undergraduate doing diploma in law, then I was surprised when I came in for my degree in law, that course wasn't made compulsory. Logic and critical thinking. So even though I was a probing child, I finally was able to put it in context, taking that course first and second semester, Diploma 1, as a diploma in law student in LASU. Then it was compulsory, so we all did it every weekend when we went for classes. And it changed perspective, it changed reading. So you instead of just reading to cram, I read to apply. There's also the importance of reading to apply. As lawyers, we will take our LLB courses and then go for the procedural in the law school. We can as well do everything together, so that if you don't even go to law school, you still are able to think as a lawyer. Most people just come in from wherever their backgrounds are and go to law school, and they're so confused the entire 1 year that they spend there. It's important that the system, my own fault is the system and the way we are educated.
Adeni has called in from Agidingbi. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mayor and others, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I feel passionately about our curriculum in the university.
Okay.
And I think that's an area the government is not looking at. If you compare it, because I have a daughter in one of our universities before that I moved to the US, and I discovered that the skill that is needed is not in our curriculum. Even when we went to the university, it's just about these theories and all that. Nobody prepares you for work. So when you get out, you find yourself in between. But when you get to other parts of the world, from the secondary to university level, they are taught about skills. They are taught about knowledge. It's a kind of skill that they have that projects them towards innovation. But here is the same old story, the same old curriculum that has been in place for over 20, 30 years that we are still using. So how do you expect such graduates to compete globally? It's impossible. So the government needs to look into that properly and ensure that our curriculum is the one that can make our graduates have skills and knowledge, not that of just theoretical. Then the social media as well as the internet is not helping. A lot of commitment on the part of the students and parents are not there again. People just think they can read, they can do anything and get a degree, and that is all. So, but the area of the curriculum is very, very important, and government needs to look into it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have some social media comments that we'd like to take.
Let me take on Twitter. Sir Chokus says, a large scale of unemployability of graduates can't majorly be the fault of the individuals, unless everybody is not serious. That's too simplistic. It's a system issue. How are they being groomed and their minds broadened? That's the system. Abiba Temitope says, they went to university to be free and employable and still graduated unemployable. Don't blame the graduates. blame the educational system, blame the outdated syllabus, blame the unfit lecturers, blame the unfavorable learning environment. Yeah. Completely agree. Moses Lawal says certificates are earned based on character and learning. Yeah. Character, there's a serious pandemic ravaging that you put an iPhone. Character, there's a serious pandemic ravaging that we should be addressed, which is, you know, of course, the materialism. And learning, we keep lowering the admission bar, then we have runs to deal with in schools, sorting, sex for marks, etc. And it says in the final outcome, we are asking whether they're employable. Socialicious says the problem with this headline lies in the generalization of all so-called Nigerian graduates. When it could have been some or why or many, you get it? I say we get.
Get it. Janelle Lennox, could I take this one? Janelle Lennox says, everyone cannot be university material. We should have technical or vocational schools that give degree on vocation that will be honored nationwide. Employers are becoming lazy. They don't want to train workers, always looking for 5 years experience. And that's also a point. Did you take Abiola Agbeyemi?
No.
This fact that Nigerian graduates are unemployed is a fact somehow peculiar to private sector. The government that produces majority of the graduates are not employing them. However, the graduates who put themselves to learning are not ready to work under anyone.
Lugbenga says, very unfortunate that both past and present leaders in the country cannot sit down and work out a workable educational system.
Ayomi Peter says, this isn't the fault of graduates because in schools, we were taught to just read and just pass exams. Imagine as an engineering student, no equipment for students to practice with, and you guys want us to just know what we weren't practically taught in schools. How now?
Okay, so on YouTube, I have this conversation around outdated syllabus in most Nigerian universities. So we've had this conversation with several times concerning syllabus, curriculum. And all of that. And I strongly believe that, according to what Moraya said, our curriculum and our syllabus might just not be the problem. It might be our learning model that is the problem. That's the style with which they teach what they are teaching. Because if you teach it in a way that is practical, you teach it in a way like what Mariam said, application, the way it will be applied, so that when I get into the workspace, I understand that the accounting I learned in school, this is what is meant to do for the organization. So when you come to an interview, you're not just an accountant. I would help you keep your record, help you to do your forecast, help you to understand projection, help you to plan for the year, creating budget. You're not coming to say, I'm an accountant. I'm processing my ICANN. What are you doing for the company? What would you be able to, applicable
if you go
for the skill? But when we go, the schools are teaching them accounting, not how that application will be done in school. And I think from all the things, I know that they mentioned in curriculum, we should include critical thinking. It's extremely important that it should be compulsory course, the way we do English compulsorily. Critical thinking and logic should be compulsory. Values. Our values, it's all on our civic education, but like in a more practical way.
It's not even taught. It's not even
civic education.
I don't agree that
then
that's what
self-development.
It's not telling the child to put the waste in the bin. That should be taught in civil classes. No.
Okay, so self-development is something, because what Amaka was talking about over and over again was that she took responsibility for her life, and a few leaders, a few graduates took responsibility for their life. And we are seeing the result that those ones shine despite the bad system. So what if the system now imputes self-development as part of the courses to
Can I quickly respond to that? Because Amaka mentioned putting herself to a particular standard. Amaka's mom was a bank manager. Amaka saw success immediate in her home. My mom had to attach me to Auntie Bimbo. My mom did not go to school. Somebody's child is attached to me right now, understudying me so that she does better than her mom who sells fish.
So the role of mentorship.
Yeah, the role of mentorship and what is available to you. You see most graduates, the best they've seen, they are the best. That the
that's why you're being there.
Yes. Within their families. That burden will be faster dealt with as a societal problem than an individual. Each person will change their
I'll take Joseph and come to Amaka. Amaka has been very patient. I must acknowledge. Joseph, welcome to the show. Good morning. Hello, Mr. Joseph. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
The problem we're not solve. When people go appear for TV, president will talk. When somebody wants to serve the public, he will say what he knows and what he can do. Many things, not only the school. When you go to university, the teacher will do a different thing. They will tell a different thing. There are all kind of undevelopment things. The old things that the old people put, that is what is there. They don't renew things. And when you go to school, the what they call it, the government.
Well, so sorry, Mr. Joseph, we're struggling to hear you. We would love to hear from you again. We will try to call back. Just maybe your voice, your mouth is too close to the mouthpiece, so it's muffled a bit from our end. But you were going to say something.
Okay, so like for me, we can sit down here and say everything we want to say, but then we need to profess solutions, right, within the workforce, work environment, and to our viewers, people listening, on how we can move forward. Because, like you mentioned, Mariam, like that, most people want to employ, like from what somebody said, people that have 5 years experiences and all whatnot, because they don't want to train. Regardless of, even if you employ someone at top tier, you still have to train people, right? So, number one, I think you can't train people if you can't instill discipline within the workforce and structural organization of a company, especially if you want growth. So there must be discipline from the fresh graduates, because that's how they build up. Yeah. And how do you instill these disciplines? Where are you? One of the places where I used to work in the UK, you are not allowed to use your phones during work hours. You have to be at a certain level within the organization to have your phone on your desk. So for entry level, and let me start by saying that in life, you must sacrifice your comforts for growth, or you sacrifice your growth for comfort. As a human being, whether mentorship, no mentorship, whether you're the first graduate of your family or whatever, you as a human being, you have to make a sacrifice, and you have to have
the one where you vision, but it's a vision that you have.
But you don't go workplace. Now they've employed you somewhere, so you need to be willing to accept discipline and learn to grow.
I need to give
so whereby you're not allowed to have your phones. You can only touch your phones during your tea breaks, your lunch break, and then when you close. And those discipline, people need to start that in Nigerian offices, where you need to be able to attain a certain level within the organization where you have discipline to have your phone on your desk. If you have your phone on your desk, you'll be penalized. So you keep it in your handbag, in your locker room or whatever. And that is what companies need to start. And I think I need to even start that within my organization. Then secondly, because I'm going to limit it to 3 solutions, because we need to profess solutions.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, secondly, we should also, when we employ people, fresh graduates, we should give them probation period. Because when you give someone a probation period, it makes them want to work. And I do that within my organization. I give a 3 months probation period. And then if I see that, okay, you have small sense, but then you're struggling, then I can increase it to like 6 months. Yeah, because I want to give you a chance, right? Because it comes to character where you might not really know the job. I can see that you're a nice person, that you come to work early and everything. Then I extend grace to you. But then probation period to make you work and earn the right to be within my organization. And I think companies should start doing that. And then last but not the least, is presentations, which also helps in terms of application of what you studied. If you come for an interview, for example, then you'll be given a scenario where you can present what it is you did. And then if you start working as a fresh graduate, the employers should be able to create scenarios where they give you assignment, presentation assignments, where you're able to present, pitch to the company, do your presentations, because it helps you actually study and learn how to apply those things. And then also, finally, we talk about the teaching period of every organization. When you start to work anyway, you need to be able to have the teaching, even if you start your own business. The teaching period is when you're not sleeping, morning, after night, you're trying to sell that akara. You're trying to know the best oil to use that will make the akara not spoil after 2 hours, that will make it last longer. That's teaching period. So when you start working for an organization, teaching period is that you're able to meet your deliverables. When you don't meet them, you take work home. We used to take work home. Even you take work home, make sure that you sacrifice that TV time and work extra hours to be able to deliver. Not by 5 o'clock, you sign out till the next day when there are deliverables and company needs to run on time and everything. So the teaching period, people should be taught that we give you deliverables and tasks and you must meet your deliverables.
I honestly, last week my husband had to fire someone in his office. The guy, within probation period, he has not even done 2 full weeks. So there is a policy. Office laptop must not go home. You do not play games on the office laptop. You cannot password the office laptop. You can't do personal assignments on your office. Those common sense things, so on your office laptop. You cannot eat because there's a place for food beside at your workstation. In less than 2 weeks, he has collected query for for playing games because there's CCTV. So my husband said that he just zoomed in and saw that this guy was playing solitaire during office hours with an assignment that he had not delivered on. Collect query. Second day, 2 days after, came to the office and found out, was leaving the office, found out that Oga has carried laptop home. Was wondering, it was very clear. He said because of the project he was trying to work on, they take that without permission. Okay, let's just say second query. The next thing, that's the next day, he got to he said that when he got to the office, after everybody left, he checked the laptop and said, let me just even check your search history. Oh, the new staff that you have not done 2 weeks in an office, you are downloading games, downloading movie on the laptop that is the office laptop. The search history, he said when he saw it, he was like, you are done. He was supposed to come the next day with the intention of firing the person, only to get to the office at lunchtime and met pure water and food beside laptop. In an office in less than 2 weeks. This is not a 21-year-old. It's not, the salary was over 200K. So my thought was, are they pursuing you from house or what exactly?
People. Sometimes village people.
It's indiscipline.
Exactly.
Indiscipline. I have entered office before in my office and I've seen somebody gisting on the phone, laughing during office hours. There's simple things that you don't even need somebody to train you. This discipline, this maturity of how to behave. When Mariam was saying that you will not be 21 for forever. In the next 5 years, you'll be 26. In the next 10 years, you will have children. Let's see how you'll be able to manage it. And we're seeing it play out where people are abandoning their children. A lot of things that, because we did not deal with the things at the right time, we're seeing the failures of the past showing up in the present, the indiscipline of the past. They are receiving the result of those exams right now. So I agree with every one of you. I think that we are all addressing the problem from different angles, and the solution will come from all the angles we have discussed so far.
So, earlier you were talking about curriculum and the need that we need to improve it. Many times when we're talking about our curriculum, we also, want to take a call?
No.
Okay. We tend to compare with, more developed countries, what they're doing, and to show how badly ours is doing. And what I find interesting is that they are constantly complaining about theirs. In fact, there's a particular page I follow on Instagram, and this is a woman who has started a new type of school. And this type of school is, they don't have teachers, they have coaches. So what she has done for me is, she's dealing with her new world. She's dealing with a world when children are on their computers, they are sort of tech savvy, they have the knowledge, they know what to do, they know how to use ChatGPT, if they want the knowledge, they know where to get. So she says, these children, it's not a teacher that they need that will sit them in classrooms for hours. So they have 2 hours where they are with a coach. And the coach with them, while they are using their AI, going through the thing back and forth while the coach is guiding them. Then the remaining hours, they are doing life skills. They are building things. They are applying their hands and learning skills. Those are the sort of things
very important.
Because she's understanding the world that she lives in and what needs to be applied. And that's what needs to happen to our curriculum. It's not about comparing to advanced world. It's that what is the reality on ground today and how can we improve it?
Yes.
In what way can technology help us, or in what way can we remove technology
Applicability.
to a certain degree so that people can learn something? So that's how we need to think.
So true. Ayo has called us from Surulere. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As I was trying to remember your name, I'm forgetting your name.
Okay.
And the last speaker, you just took my mouth. In fact, I feel like just the phone and not continue.
Okay.
But I find that the basic problem is our lecturers are the problem, or the school system and students. They're turning out unemployable graduates. In school and speak theoretical, they just give them handouts. The students and parents letters. They come out, they cannot see. They are on the choices. Imagine an engineer who goes to engineering school for 5 years and he cannot teach engineering. He is unemployable.
We really can't hear you well.
She's too close to her mouth.
With Mariam.
sorry, with Mariam.
Yeah.
So she mentioned that she can't remember that. I thought it was you.
Oh, okay.
She's completely in agreement with
All right.
Mariam.